Climate change. People are calling it the crisis of our lifetime, and it is. The science is dense and politics get in the way. World leaders are meeting in Madrid to talk about the climate crisis and how to slow it down.
Today, we make a change!
And they're under pressure from millions of people around the world calling for concrete action. So what exactly are we doing wrong, and how do we fix it? We're going to kick this off with some basic science. This graph shows the level of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere over hundreds of thousands of years. But this spike in carbon dioxide at the very end, that took off during the Industrial Revolution. We started breaking CO2 records in 1950, and we haven't stopped since. Why? Well, scientists say there's a 95% chance that human activity is the cause. We've been burning more and more fossil fuels like oil and coal, which release CO2 to power our homes, factories, airplanes, and cars. There's also a lot more of us. The global population has tripled in the past 70 years, and we're consuming more products from animals that release another pollutant called methane. So all those gases are in the air, and when sunlight gets into the Earth's atmosphere, some of the heat gets trapped and the planet gets warmer. That's why they call it the greenhouse effect. But the concern is not that the Earth is getting warmer, it's that it's happening far too quickly. The UN says that right now, our world is about 1 degree hotter than pre-industrial times. That's around the year 1800, which is okay. In fact, the UN says if we warm by 1.5 degrees before the end of the century, we should be fine. The UN says even 2 degrees would probably be all right. But again, the problem is speed, because right now we are on track to hit 1.5 degrees in only 10 years. And if we don't slow that warming down, it could mean catastrophe within our lifetime, and we're already getting a taste.
Climate change.
Climate change is happening. We are well into the 6th mass extinction event.
More than 1,000 people being rescued just in the early morning hours of Sunday.
Millions of people are likely to suffer worsening food and water shortages.
That human activities are responsible for climate change. That's the finding.
Sea levels are rising about 3 millimeters a year because seawater expands as temperatures get warmer. Melting ice sheets and glaciers also add trillions of tons of fresh water into our oceans. People around the world are already losing their homes, and if things carry on, millions more of us will have to pack up too. Entire coastal cities could be underwater within 80 years, like Miami in the US or Osaka in Japan. Entire island nations in the Pacific could completely disappear. Now, there is a plan to slow all of this down. Back in 2016, world leaders signed the so-called Paris Agreement, and the big pledge is to cap temperatures rising by 1.5 degrees, or a maximum of 2 before the year 2100. So countries set their own targets on how much CO2 they emit. 3 years after the agreement, global CO2 levels are still going up. The US, one of the world's biggest polluters, has pulled out of the Paris deal. Russia and China are accused of not giving themselves ambitious targets in the first place. Turkey and Poland want to build more power plants that use coal. And then there's the skeptics.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax.
On the other hand, there is positive momentum. There's more awareness, and some countries are making progress. India, Morocco, and the Gambia have massive renewable energy projects. But experts say that what's needed is now an even bigger push to change everything about the way we run our world. So where does that leave us? Well, there's only so much bike riding and light bulb replacing you and I can do every day. But the truth is that it's those everyday things that are going to change anyway. Even coffee could run out if farmers can't grow it. So the experts' advice? It is that it's down to all of us to change our ways and shake things up, or climate change is going to do it for us.